Assalamu alaikum, first year class. I hope you all are fine. We are doing chapter 5, that is network communication and protocols. Today, the topic under discussion is network topologies. In our last lecture, we discussed different types of network based on the size, or we can say on the basis of physical area a network may cover. And on the basis of this requirement, a network can be either personal area network, or it can be local area network, or it can be metropolitan area network, or either it can be a wide area network. Then there is a special type of network called virtual private networks, through which an employee can connect its device to its office. Right. Today we are going to discuss network topologies. Topologies topology means the arrangement or the design of the network on the basis of different types of components that are involved in a network. The arrangement of the network can be different from one network to another network, and this arrangement or design is called network topology. In simple ways, we can say that how a network will look like, this will be termed as, or this will be referred to as network topology. We can also say that that topology or network topology is the map of the layout of the nodes. Nodes means any device which is participating in the network and the connections between them. अब nodes का मतलब सिर्फ computers नहीं होते. It can be any component, or it can be any device which is participating in a network to connect and to send or receive data will be termed as node. Switches को भी हम nodes कह सकते हैं, computers को भी nodes कह सकते हैं, laptops को भी. और अगर हमने वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन के थ्रू अपनी मोबाइल और टैबलेट्स को उस नेटवर्क का पार्ट बनाया हुआ है, then they will also be termed as nodes. On the basis of the interconnection, or we can say different types of arrangement that can be done between the nodes are the following. Computers can be connected using bus topology. Computers or nodes can be arranged in the form of star, or either in the form of ring, or and one of the type of topology is mesh topology, and one is tree. Mostly topologies जो हैं वो नाम से आपको समझ आ रही होंगी कि वो देखने में कैसी होती होंगी. Mesh topology is a different term, और ये किस तरह की होती है ये हम डिस्कस करेंगे. Then there will be a hybrid approach can be adopted, कि जब हम एक से ज़्यादा topologies, एक से ज़्यादा जो designs हैं, जो arrangements हैं, उनको combine कर लेते हैं, then this type of topology will be termed as hybrid topology. जैसे कि इसके अंदर आपको बस का लेआउट भी नजर आ रहा है, आपको जो है वो रिंग का भी नजर आ रहा है, और ये जो मैश है, मैश में क्या होता है कि हर कंप्यूटर को दूसरे कंप्यूटर के साथ कनेक्ट होना होता है. देन देयर इज अ ट्री layout and tree design as well. So this type of topology is called hybrid topology. We will discuss in your course only 4 main types of topology, that is bus, star, ring, and mesh topology. The first topology that I'm going to discuss is bus topology. In bus topology, all the computers are connected via a wire or a cable, and so what I'm saying, that in bus topology, each computer or each node or each component which is participating in the network will be connected to each other using a single cable. It is used normally in peer-to-peer network. At the end of the cables, there are two terminators, which are actually a special type of device And the purpose of this device or terminator is to absorb the signals so that they do not reflect back and collide with each other to cause the errors. If we talk about the layout, it will look like a LAN or look like a road on which the signals or data is transferring on both sides. It means whenever a device transmits data, it will flow in both directions of the cable or along the length of the cable. But if there is computer for which the data is transmitted is turned off, then these terminator will absorb these signals so that they do not reflect back and collide with each other. Meanwhile, another computer can transmit data, so they can collide with each other to cause the error, or we can say there can be signal loss may occur. So for this reason, special type of device terminators are attached at the both ends of the bus. This is a visual, or we can say visual depiction of bus topology in which signal is traveling along the bus, and one device has transmitted data and it is going through all the computers which are connected to each other through this bus, and maybe this command was for the printer, but it also transferred through the throughout all the डिवाइसेस. अब इसमें होता क्या है कि वो कंप्यूटर जिसके लिए डेटा होता है वो तो इसको एक्सेप्ट कर लेता है, लेकिन जिसके लिए डेटा नहीं होता उसका NIC कार्ड इस डेटा को जो है वो डिस्कार्ड कर देता है. In some cases, if the switch or a switch is used, then the data will be transferred to the specific node or specific computer. This is another way of transfer of signal in bus topology. The data will be received to all the computers which are connected, but it will not be accepted or received by all the computers, and the only specific destination, the specific computer for which the data is transferred will accept the data. If we talk about different features of bus topology, it is suitable for small networks, as usually it is preferred for peer-to-peer networks that we already discussed, that in which computers, in which resources are distributed among all the computers. और peer to peer network भी चूंकि छोटा नेटवर्क होता है, तो ये जो डिजाइन है, ये जो लेआउट है, ये peer to peer network के लिए होता है, तो इसलिए small network के लिए ही ये डिजाइन चूज किया जाता है, right? And we, as it is a small network, so it is it can be easy to manage, either connecting a computer. You can assume or you can imagine a large network will always be difficult to maintain and to install. As the network is small and computers are located nearby, so less number of cables are used to implement this type of design or topology. So it is less costly as well. If we talk about limitations of bus topology, then the main wire or the main cable, which is also called backbone, is suffered or is, we can say, broken down at any point. Then the entire network will go down and data will not be traveled on the network. And secondly, sometime or most of the time, a switch or a hub or a central device is not used, through which computers can easily removed and added. So it is difficult to extend a network, or we can say adding a new computer node on a network is time consuming. And the third drawback is that if the error occurs at any point of the cable, as the cable involved mainly to transfer the data among nodes. So finding error on the exact part of the cable is difficult. So troubleshoot means error ko find karke remove karna is difficult on such type of layout or design. And so it is not suitable for larger network or big networks. The second type of topology, which is also most common type of topology preferred for most networks, is star topology. In star topology, computers are connected to each other using a device, and this device is either a hub or switch depending on the requirement. हम hub और switch को communication devices के अंदर discuss कर चुके हैं और हम ये पढ़ चुके हैं how hub and switch are different from each other. So a topology or a layout through which devices or nodes are connected to each other using a device which is normally placed in the center, which is central point. Such type of topology is called star topology. Using this topology, large or a network can be developed and more computers can be connected to each other. Let's see, if a hub or switch can connect only 16 computers, then we can use other hub or switch to connect more number of computers, or we can say to extend the network. Adding and removing a computer is easy in this network because each computer is not directly tapped or connected directly on the cable, as it is connected through a hub or switch. तो वहाँ से इसको remove करना, अगर किसी कंप्यूटर में कोई issue है तो वहाँ से इसको remove करना या एक नया कंप्यूटर किसी नेटवर्क के ऊपर लेके आना जो है इस तरह की टोपोलॉजी के अंदर आसान होता है. If we talk about working of the star topology, every computer that sends data, it is always go through switch or hub, which is a central device. It is not necessary that hub is always placed in the center of the network. It can be placed or hang on the wall at any side, but as it is a central point and every data which is going through will be from the switch or hub, that's why it look like that it will shape like a star. That's why it is called star topology. Let's see, a server computer has transferred data for any node. Let's see this node, then it will be passed through the switch or hub. And we already discussed that if there's hub at central point, then it will broadcast data to all the nodes which are connected in this network. Otherwise, the switch is used, then switch will send or transfer data to the specific computer on the network. If we talk about features of a star topology, as we say that bus is not suitable for large networks, but star topology is suitable for both small and large networks, and it easy. In this type of topology, it is easy to add new devices and to remove the previous devices, or the faulted devices are easy to remove from the network. And it is easy to detect and remove faults, which is called troubleshooting. क्योंकि जब अगर हम देखें कि कोई कंप्यूटर जो है नेटवर्क पे नहीं है और उसको डेटा रिसीव नहीं हो रहा या वहाँ से डेटा रिसीव नहीं हो रहा, तो उसकी जो स्विच के अंदर जो उसकी सिग्नल है या जो उसकी लाइट है वो टर्न ऑफ होगी, तो उससे जो है वो नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को जो नेटवर्क को मॉनिटर कर रहा है उसको आइडिया हो जाएगा कि आइदर द प्रॉब्लम इज इन द पोर्ट जो कि स्विच की पोर्ट है, या जो NIC कार्ड है, इथरनेट कार्ड है कंप्यूटर के बैक साइड पे, उसके अंदर कोई इशू है, क्योंकि बोथ साइट के ऊपर जो है वो लाइट टर्न ऑन होनी चाहिए इफ द कंप्यूटर इज पार्ट ऑफ द नेटवर्क इन स्टार टोपोलॉजी। या हो सकता है जो कनेक्टर है जिसके थ्रू कंप्यूटर को हमने स्विच के थ्रू दूसरे कंप्यूटर के साथ कनेक्ट किया हुआ है, तो उस कनेक्टर में जो है कोई इशू आ गया हो, तो वो क्लियरली जो है वो उसको डायग्नोज करना या उसको डिटेक्ट करना इजी होता है इस तरह के लेआउट में कोई भी जो एरर या प्रॉब्लम है, right? And another important feature is that if the one computer is not working well, and if you want to remove that network computer from the network, then it will not affect the other network. On the other hand, on the other hand, there are some topologies like especially ring topology. If the one network or if the one node is not working well and it stops working, then the whole the network will be affected. If we talk about limitations of a star topology, in this case, if the central device, that is hub or switch, breaks down, or if occurs some failure, then the network will be go down. As there are large cables or lengthy cables are involved, and the central device is also involved, and they are used to extend or for larger networks. That's why it is expensive to implement. And for this type of topology, lengthy cables are used to make a larger network. Third type of topology is ring topology. As the name shows, in this topology, computers are connected to each other in a circular form or in the form of ring. In this topology, first computer is connected to the second, and second to the third, and so on. And the last computer is always connected to the first one, and data will flow in the form of a ring or in the form of circle. That's why it is named as ring topology. The one feature or which is also drawback of the ring topology is that the data will always flow in only one direction in most topology. There are topologies in which data may flow in both directions, called bidirection ring topologies, which are more expensive to implement as compared to unidirectional ring topology, in which data will always flow, or data packets will always flow in one direction. It can be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise. If we talk about working of ring topology, in this type of topology, a special signal is transferred along the path, and which is called token. और वो कंप्यूटर जो टोकन को गेट करेगा या जो रेडी होगा डेटा ट्रांसफर करने के लिए, वो उस टोकन को गेट कर लेगा, ठीक है, और देन उसी टोकन के अंदर वो डेटा जो है वो डेस्टिनेशन कंप्यूटर के लिए ट्रांसफर कर देगा. But the drawback is this: the data will be travel along all the computers. यानी अगर कंप्यूटर यहाँ पे अगर 4 कंप्यूटर्स आपस में कनेक्टेड हैं और कंप्यूटर 1 ने कंप्यूटर 4 के लिए डेटा सेंड करना है, तो इट विल बी पास थ्रू दीज 2 टाइप्स ऑफ कंप्यूटर्स, ठीक है. अब चूंकि वो इनके लिए नहीं है, तो इनका जो कार्ड होगा वो उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा. देन डेटा विल बी रीच टू द डेस्टिनेशन. अब ये कंप्यूटर डेटा को रिसीव करेगा, देन इट विल रिलीज द टोकन, एंड देन द next computer who is ready to transfer the data will get the token and will transfer the data. So you can assume, or you can think about the difficulty level of transferring data in such type of network as compared to star topology, where there is no such mechanism of holding or keeping the token before transferring the data on the network. One important thing of this network is that the data will have to move only in one direction, that I have already discussed. But there are some topologies in which special mechanism is implemented to transfer data in both direction, called bidirectional ring topologies. There are some of the features of ring topology. In this, each node is connected to the next node, and the next node is connected to the next one. As this topology also used for smaller networks, and there are special types of cards or graphic Ethernet cards are used. So this is easy to install and to wire such type of network topology. And as the data will flow in one direction, so the collision or chance of collision is not possible. So data packets will not collide to each other. Secondly, on such type of network, servers are not used, so it is not costly to implement. If we talk about limitations, one of the limitation of ring topology is same as happens with the bus topology. क्योंकि इसमें भी एक वायर होती है जिसके थ्रू कंप्यूटर्स आपस में कनेक्टेड होते हैं, और मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम स्विच या हब एज सेंट्रल पॉइंट नहीं यूज हो रहा होता. तो इसमें भी जो वायर है, जो सर्कुलर वे में कंप्यूटर्स को आपस में कनेक्ट किए हुए होती है, अगर उसमें कोई फेलियर आ जाता है या उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है, तो डेटा जो है वो ट्रेवल होना बंद हो जाएगा और नेटवर्क विल स्टॉप वर्किंग और फंक्शनिंग. The second drawback of such type of network is this, that the data will be transferred through all the computers exist in between. That's why this type of network topology is slower as compared to the other topologies which we have discussed up till now. And secondly, as I already told you, that every computer who want to send or transfer data will have to get the token. So this type of network topology is slow. Right. The next topology is mesh topology. As the name shows, there must be some mesh, or we can say there must be some mechanism that there is no, we can say, well-defined mechanism, because in this type of in this type of topology, each computer must be connected to the every other node or every other component which is part of the network. Such type of topology is called mesh topology, and usually computers are connected to each other through a dedicated link, as compared to as we observed in bus topology, and as we observed in even ring topology. Not each computer is connected to every other computer, but in mesh topology, each computer must be connected to other computer which is part of the network, and the path is usually a dedicated path. So this type of layout is complex as compared to other topologies we have discussed. And this type of topology is nowadays suitable for home automation, in which the smart devices are implemented, and sometimes devices are connected to each other, or they are related to each other. It means functionality or working of one device may be dependent on the functionality or working of the other device. In this type of network topology, there are multiple paths through which data packets can be traveled means if one computer is want to send data to other node and one path is not working, then the data can flow from other path. So from reliability point of view, this topology is very good, but from maintenance point of view, this topology is not very effective, as there are multiple paths through which data will travel. Here are some of the features of mesh topology. As I already told you, as there are multiple paths, and breakdown of one path will not affect the network, and the data can travel through other path. So this is one of the most reliable network topology. Secondly, as it involves multiple paths, so the loss of data, or we can say the loss of signal, will not be suffered in such type of topology. Another advantage or feature of mesh topology is that it through this type of layout, maximum amount of data, or we can say large amount of data, as compared to other topologies, can be transferred from one node to another, as there are multiple paths. But if there is some, we can say, chance of collision of signals or loss of signals, then mechanism is implemented. So on same path, more than one computer do not transfer the data to avoid the collision, and such mechanism is called carrier sense multiple access, in which if more than one devices or components attached through a single path is going to transfer data, then this type of mechanism will stop one device to transfer data through the same path. This will stop the collision or signal loss or signal collision. Otherwise, as there are multiple paths, so devices can transfer data simultaneously through these paths. If we talk about limitations of mesh topology, as every node or every component should be connected to other component, so it is a most expensive topology to implement. On the other hand, setup, maintenance of such type of layout or design is difficult and time consuming, as well as a network administrator have to connect each device directly to the other device. Sometime a wireless medium, or we can say a wireless communication, is preferred on such type of topology. So that's all from today's lecture. What you have to do is you have to read the content and underline important points, especially from MCQ's point of view or from objective point of view. Then you have to list down three important features of each network topology, and you will also have to list down at least one limitation of each network topology. This will help you to conduct, or you can say attempt a short note on each type of network topology, and this will also help you to distinguish between any two type of topology. Students, if you have any query or any problem regarding this topic, you can ask me in the subject group.